Today we're going to be taking a little bit of a deeper look at the Heretic Medusa. It now comes in quite a few different versions with different materials, so we'll scratch the surface of the different versions, but let's go ahead and start with one of their Iconoclast series, as you can see here. This is one of their newer variants, again with a really cool box. And this is one of their new manual titanium flippers. The Medusa started out as an automatic, which I will show you some of those here in a bit, but they all have the same curved handle shape, really thick slabs for the handle, and a beefy blade. Depending on which version you pick up, they come in a few different blade steels. They seem to have switched over to mostly Magna Cut moving forward, but you'll still see Elmax as well as some cool Damascus ones from time to time. So before we get too far, I'm going to go ahead and bring in some of the aforementioned different versions, just so that we can kind of get a taste of the whole lineup here. So, as previously mentioned, here is the titanium frame lock. We have some other frame lock versions in aluminum, so you'll see a step down in price as well as a step down in weight. So that's pretty cool, also in Magna Cut. The automatic Medusas have been available in all kinds of different handle materials, colors, blade coatings, you name it. But this is one of my favorites, and it's a nice purple camo carbon fiber. I hope the camera can pick up just how much light gets reflected in cool ways on this particular carbon fiber. I think it's just visually stunning. And it is Elmax blade steel, like I mentioned. And then moving over here to some of their insanely awesome custom high-end variants, you'll notice a different grind to the blade, because this is using Baker's Forge Damascus, which, as you can probably see there on that blade, is a blend of bronze and copper for some cool accents, but the core of it is a nice blend of carbon steels for better performance. The handle is a DLC-coated titanium, and it has just these crazy copper snakeskin carbon fiber inlays on both the button and pocket clip. So if you're going for like an absolutely stunning collector's piece, the Medusa has some options for you. But moving forward, I'm going to go ahead and just leave out a automatic and manual version. Now, before we get too far, don't forget, if you ever want to take an even closer look at the specs on any of these, you can follow the links down in the description box down below. It'll take you on over to GPKNIVES.com. You can also pick one of these up for yourself when you're over there. But really quickly, I wanted to go ahead and do some size comparisons for you. So I think one of the closest to compare would be the SOG Kiku XR. Has that similar handle shape, pretty similar in blade length as well. But if you've never held one of those before, I wanted to also go ahead and bring in a Spyderco Manix 2. You can see it's not quite as close, but if you ignore that finger choil on the Manix, you'll see that the blade length, pretty close, and then the functional grip area is also pretty similar. Next, I wanted to go ahead and bring in a scale, as well as a ruler, so that we can talk some specs. Now, starting off, let's go ahead and measure this. So overall, the Medusa is right at about, I'd say 7.5 inches, with about a 3 1/4 blade and 4 1/4 for the handle. And that's going to be the case for all the different variants, at least for the most part. Let's go ahead and zero out the scale here. Now for one of the full tie ones, it's going to be pretty beefy. Yeah, you're looking at like almost 6.8 ounces for this carry. And then you look at a full carbon fiber version, that's going to step it down to about 4.4. Let's bring in this aluminum, so also frame lock. 5.36, a step down as you'd assume from that titanium. And yeah, for giggles, the fancy titanium one as well, about 6. That doesn't surprise me, because again, on this particular one, you have a lot of material removed off the top. And then if you flip it over onto the spine, you can really see on the blade stock how it's brought from almost about 1/4 of an inch thick on that manual, down to right at about 1/8 of an inch. So it's about half as wide. So that's where a lot of that weight reduction is going to be coming from. Let me go ahead and clear the rest of this out of here. So if you've been looking for a new either USA made manual or automatic to spice up your EDC, I think the Heretic Medusa comes in so many different variants that there's probably one that'll match your aesthetic. I know for me personally, I normally prefer manuals over automatics, but this one is a bit too chunky for me. Might be a little too heavy for my personal pocket. But this is just kind of screaming to me. Super lightweight, and I really cannot stress how much I love the look of this super glistening carbon fiber. Plus, purple's one of my favorite colors. So if you want to see even more information on these or maybe pick one up for yourself, again, links are in the description box down below. They'll take you on over to gpknives.com. And while you're down there, don't forget to like and subscribe and let me know in the comments your thoughts on the Heretic Medusa. Thanks for watching, and as always, stay sharp.